I'm Kip from kiphakes.com, and tonight I'm doing something a little bit different. You see, I am going to be on BBC Essex, and I'm a bit nervous. I've done BBC Essex a couple of times. I've just been sort of like a commentator on parenting issues, but this time it's all about me, and they're going to be asking me about my blogging and vlogging and all the things I've been up to in the Halloween season. So it's quite strange. Yeah, so I need to get to the studio and get on the radio. Well, I'm sat in reception and waiting to go into the studio. I'm so nervous, but it'll be fine. Done it before. I'm a pro. I've got this. I've just met Ian, the presenter, and he's fetching me a coffee, which is very nice of him. And we're going to go live in about 15 minutes. So I'm in the studio and Ian's over there. Hi! We're about to go live, so yeah, let Ian do his thing and join in.
I'm very pleased to welcome to the studio a vlogger. Well, a blogger and a vlogger, really. His name is Kip Hakes. He's from Earl's Cone near Colchester. He's a dad. He's a blogger and a vlogger. He's been doing loads of video blogs about Halloween just lately and the attractions he's been visiting with the family. And since he got going, he's had literally hundreds of thousands of views of his online material. Kip Hakes, welcome.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Good to see you. Welcome to Essex Sounds. How long have you been doing the vlogging then?
Well, I actually started the blog back in 2008, and I've always enjoyed making videos and stuff like that, and I've been doing that for years and editing them together just for my own pleasure. And yeah, then I sort of started uploading things to YouTube and doing it alongside the blogging, and yeah, it's kind of gone okay.
It certainly has. I mean, just tell me how many hits you've had.
Oh,
views.
God, quite a few. Like, do you know what? I don't keep too much of a track of it because I don't like to obsess over it. But like, I've had sort of hundreds of thousands of views over the past month or so with all the Halloween content I've been pushing out.
Even just this last month, hundreds of thousands of views.
Yeah, it's ridiculous because people are just really into Halloween. And I've been doing little bits each year and sort of gradually building it up, but it just seems to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And I'm exhausted because I've done a lot.
So is this like a full-time job almost?
No. My actual job is being a designer. I design all sorts. I'm a space planner. I do web design. I do graphic design. So the blogging and vlogging is a sideline,
which overtakes things sometimes.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
The thing is, I mean, hundreds of thousands of views in the past few weeks of your Halloween videos. Have you had any training in TV presentation, in making videos? Because these are figures that, you know, some people on some cable channels would love to have watching them.
No, I've had no training. Everything's self-taught. I do have a friend of mine who used to be a cameraman for the BBC who's given me some helpful advice, but the editing and everything like that, I just make it up as I go along, to be completely honest with you.
And I think that's probably the charm in vlogging, isn't it? That it is kind of a bit more raw, a bit more natural than, I don't mean this rudely, but a highly polished TV programme that's had dozens of people working on it.
No, exactly. I like to try and keep things as real as possible, especially when I've got the kids involved. I never force them to say anything. I never say, right, you've got to say this. We just sort of switch the camera on and see what happens. Sometimes it works and it's brilliant. Other times it doesn't quite work. You know, my little boy in particular, he's only young. If he's a bit tired and grumpy, it comes across. But it's better than forcing them to say things and making it look unnatural.
Yeah, James is 7.
Yes.
And George is a bit older.
Yes, George is 16.
So he's getting to the age when perhaps it's not so cool to be on the video.
Well, I don't know. I think you know, me and George have done some fun things. You know, we've been to a couple of film premieres and things like that. And so, you know, there's positives to it, but I always ask that they're happy to be filmed and, you know, they understand that it's going on YouTube. I never sort of just assume that they'll be okay with it. I always check with them.
Yeah, and wife Vicky, she
Yes.
gets involved sometimes.
Yes, she does. She does. I mean, I think bless her, she's been very Halloweened out this year because we've been up and down the country having very late nights, and yeah, the last event she didn't want to come to because she just had enough of being scared. So someone from my Facebook page, another Vicky, she came along to an event with me with one of her friends, and yeah, we had a good time.
I'm going to ask you about some of your highlights when you've been touring the country, recording these Halloween vlogs in a moment, and that'd be good to get some tips because it's not too late.
No,
it's not
no,
even
it's not too
Halloween
late.
yet.
No, I know.
It'll be completely Halloweened out.
Yeah.
By this time. But what about apart from Halloween? What are the vlogs about? What kind of things do you like vlogging about?
Well, I do a lot of theme park stuff as a family. We like going to theme parks and sort of going out and about, and I do like some travel vlogs as well, like when we went to New York. I did some filming there, and we went to Iceland, and we're going to Chicago next month, so I'll probably do a few bits and bobs there, but it's all just basically what we're doing, and some months I might not even make a video because we're just not doing anything really, or just don't want to film it. So,
and if you felt like you had to do it every week or every month, it would become a bit forced then?
Yeah, exactly. I only ever sort of make content when I think I've got something good there, because there are people who religiously put out videos on XYZ day and whatever, and I don't think I could put myself under that much pressure because I don't think it'd be any good, and I'd just be making it for the sake of it, and it just wouldn't work.
Does it ever amaze you how many people do watch these videos?
Yeah, it's very obscure. I mean, sometimes the ones that I put a lot of effort into might only get a few thousand views, and there's one a video that I made on my mobile phone that's about 4 minutes long, and that's had something ridiculous like 40,000 views, and I just don't really understand it. It's just how it works. So I don't do it for the views. I just do it because I enjoy it and I like to put stuff out there.
Now, I know some of the professional vloggers and bloggers, I mean, I think, are they called influencers? And
well, yeah,
you get like all this free stuff given to you, and wear this and do that, and have this car, and then it showcase this car. Does this happen?
It does, but not to anywhere near that extent.
No Ferrari yet outside?
No. I turned up here in my old Peugeot, but you can, but I think if you go into this kind of thing expecting lots of freebies, you're in for a harsh shock, because whilst it does happen, it's very, very rare. And I've been doing blogging since 2008, so quite a while, and even now I'm just starting to make a tiny dent, so but there are more successful people than me, so
you're still waiting.
Getting there.
Cool.
Getting there.
We'll break for the travel news, and then we're going to talk more about after a song your Halloween experiences and some of your latest vlogs.
Yes.
You brought your camera in tonight. It's sitting on the desk in front of you. You've already done a little piece to camera.
Yes,
we call it in the trade. When you've introduced it, and you're going to be doing a little bit of filming in here. So this could become a vlog.
Yes, I hope it does, as long as it all works and the camera's all okay. Yeah.
Glad I put a decent shirt on tonight. Kip Hakes is with me in the studio. If you want to get involved in our conversation, maybe you are into blogging or video blogging or vlogging these days. What do you get out of it? Love to hear from you. Join us. 0800 111 40 41 is the number. You can text me 81333. Start your message with the word Essex.
Well, I've just done my first bit. I think it went okay. Did it go okay, Ian?
It went really well.
Good.
It went well.
Good. Yeah, it's always a bit nerve-wracking, because if I swear on one of my vlogs, that's fine because I can edit it out. But if I swear on radio, I imagine someone from behind me will probably come running in and be very upset with me. So, never mind.
We're talking vlogging and blogging with Kip Hakes from Earl's Cone. He's with me in the studio. I've been doing a few little pieces with the camera during that piece of music. So where have you been taking your camera and your family to then to visit Halloween attractions in the past few weeks?
Well, the thing is that some of them aren't really suitable for the family because they're so scary, but I've been to Alton Towers, I've been to Thorpe Park, I've been to Tully Shocktoberfest, I've been to Horror at Hitchinbrook House, and I've been to Cursed in Basildon. So I've been up and down the country. I mean, there are people who do a lot more than that, but good luck to them.
They've certainly made for some good vlogs.
Yes, yeah, I
I've
think
been
so.
seeing some
I
of them
think so. Yeah, I
in the car
hope so.
with the kids. And
Yeah. We did Chessington together
Yeah.
as a family, and that's sort of more family orientated, and that was really, really nice. But some of the more scarier events, they're not so keen on.
No, I wouldn't either. You kind of feel when you're watching, and I have seen obviously some of them. You feel like part of your day out. You
Yeah.
feel part of it, which is quite nice. I've not been to any of these Halloween events this year at all, so I've kind of felt like I have been in spirit.
Yeah.
You pardon the pun.
Yeah, no, I get that. No, I completely understand, and that's sort of what I like to do. It's all about kind of sharing experiences, and especially when I do the things that like members of the public might not be able to do. I think that's great, and I really enjoy doing that.
So when you go to these places, are you? And I think from what you've just said, I know the answer to this already. But are you a member of the public with a camera, or are you almost considered a member of the press?
Well, I quite often these things that I get invited to, they're usually on press night where there are many members of the press and bloggers and influencers knocking about with cameras and phones. So there's a sort of understanding that you can film and make content then. So on the normal days where it's sort of you're running as a member of the public, you can't just take in a camera and expect to be able to get some film footage, because it just doesn't work.
No, you have to sort of set these things up, don't you? Which us traditional broadcasters are used to having to do. You can't just rock up anywhere with your microphone or your camera.
No.
It's interesting, isn't it? So I guess that the PR departments of these places, I'm thinking of theme parks, again, traditionally they would have dealt with the media, the BBC and ITV and all of that, but increasingly they must realise now they can get their message out through people like you.
Yeah, and I mean I still find it mind-blowing that these places get in touch with me, and I don't automatically assume that I'll ever be invited to everything, because there are so many people out there doing very similar things to me. And so I never take it for granted, and I feel very lucky and privileged to do what I do. And I might be going to something this year, and then I might not get invited again. It just all depends. So I just kind of make hay while the sun shines and enjoy it, and enjoy having these experiences and being able to share them with the people that watch and read my stuff.
And because you're recording them quite literally, they're memories for the future, aren't they?
Yeah. I mean,
you can always look back on this with the little ones.
That's how I sort of started. I was sort of just recording things for myself, just as sort of like almost family videos, and it's just kind of taken off.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I think it's a great idea. So, out of your Halloween exploits, then that you've been travelling around the country, we'll do Basildon in a minute as a separate entity, because that's our local one. The other further afield attractions, highlights for you, most scary, most family orientated. What would your reviews be?
So Chessington is definitely the most family orientated, without question. Their mazes, they've got one that sort of even babies can do, in their parents' arms, and they've got one that's for 8 and up, and then there's one for sort of 10 years and up, so that's good. Thorpe Park is really good. Alton Towers, just excellent. I think one of the ones that surprised me most is Tully's. That Shocktoberfest, that is just insane. They've thrown a lot of money at it, and they've made a very big extravaganza. But it's not always about going big. For example, there's a horror at Hitchinbrook House, where they take over Hitchinbrook House, which is actually a school, during the half term, until turn the school into a horror maze. And that had some of the best scares, because the actors in there are allowed to get hands on, and so you find yourself being pulled back and dragged back, and having chainsaws waved at you, pretend knives put to your throat.
Oh my goodness.
I got some quite extreme footage there of like Vicky being pulled back into the darkness by a man in the woods. It is kind of crazy.
Oh dear. And again, talking about that in the dark, I mean, if I try and use my camera phone in the dark, it's hopeless. I mean, do you have to have special kit for vlogging at these kinds of events?
Yeah, so my friend Marcus, the cameraman, he pointed me in the direction of a good filming light, which goes on top of my camera, and it allows me to alter the brightness. So because obviously when you do these things, you want them to be a little bit dark, so you kind of don't see the actors waiting for you in the wings or whatever, but you need to be able to film it. So I'm constantly looking at the screen and adjusting the lights just so I can show people what's going on, but not show them too much that it ruins things.
No, okay. And what about Cursed then in Basildon?
Yeah, so Cursed is like an event in Basildon which has got 5 different mazes, and I did that last week, and that was a lot of fun. I've never done it before. It's been running for 11 years, and I hadn't ever heard of it, and I just went. I got invited down there, and went and was kind of blown away by it. It is only a temporary event. A lot of these things are temporary, and you know they put them up, and just the sort of detail and the thought that goes into it all. And yeah, Cursed was kind of like a bit of a surprise for me because I'd never been. I hadn't really heard of it. And then all of a sudden, yeah, I was kind of blown away, and it made for a really good video.
And that was at what, Tyler Country Park?
Yes, that's right, yeah.
Okay, and well, presumably it'll still be on for a little bit longer.
Yes, I think it's on till I think it's on till the 2nd, if I remember rightly.
Okay. Well, that's a good tip. Thank you for telling us about it and for travelling the country on our behalf, really, to check out these Halloween events. I suppose we should finish with one piece of advice to other vloggers and bloggers listening tonight, because it is something that more and more people are doing.
Yeah.
With your experience of something like 10 years now, over 10 years of doing it, and all of your hits that you've had, what would the one bit of advice you would give to a new blogger or vlogger?
I would say don't expect just because you've got a vlog or a blog or a YouTube channel that stuff's going to get instantly given to you or thrown to you at you. You've got to invest a lot of time and a bit of money into doing things and writing about them off your own back, and you know eventually people will see them and find it. Don't just assume that you can just do whatever you like and you'll be invited to these things, because it takes time, and that is something to really think about. It's kind of like a build it and they will come mentality, and that's how I got started.
Be patient.
Exactly.
Charlie from Dovercourt has the final word on this section of the programme. Hi Charlie, thank you for your text. He says, can you tell Kit please about Harwich Angels, a fortress of fear at Beacon Hill Fort in Harwich on Friday the 1st.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you've got time to check that one out.
I don't know. I've got my little boy on Friday night, so.
Oh, well, here we are, Harwich Angels, and thank you, Charlie, for flagging it up with us. So,
yeah,
Fortress
thank you.
of Fear at Beacon Hill Fort in Harwich.
I'll definitely look at that. Promise.
Kip Hakes. If people just put in your name, Kip Hakes, they will find you.
Yeah. I mean,
on any search engine.
Yeah, I've got quite a unique name, so I do come up.
That's quite useful as well, isn't it? For
yes, thankfully.
Good to see you, and thank you for telling us about it.
Cheers. Well, I've done, and Ian seems to think I did okay.
Boy, done good. Excellent. Thank you for coming in.
Good. Yeah, so that's it from BBC Essex. All that's left to say is thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll be back soon for some more vlogging fun.